Welcome to my YouTube channel Family Drama Files. Please like, share, subscribe for more emotional videos.
I never imagined the happiest night of my marriage would become the moment that ended it forever. My mother in law spent the entire anniversary dinner mocking me in front of family, friends, and coworkers. When I finally defended myself when my husband walked across the room and slapped me in front of everyone. Then he looked me in the eyes and said, "Apologize or get out." I picked up my son and walked out without saying another word. By sunrise, they were desperately calling me because they had finally discovered the one truth I had kept hidden for years. My name is Emma. I had been married to Daniel for 9 years. From the day we got married, his mother, Margaret, treated me like I would never be good enough. She criticized my cooking, my clothes, my career, and even the way I raised our son, Ethan. Every family gathering became another opportunity for her to embarrass me while Daniel stayed silent. When our 10th anniversary arrived, I hoped things would finally be different. Daniel rented a beautiful hotel ballroom and invited nearly 200 guests, including relatives, friends, business partners, and neighbors. Everyone congratulated us, while I believed this night would give our marriage a fresh start. As dinner began, Margaret stood up with a glass in her hand, pretending she wanted to make heartfelt toast. Instead, she smiled and started listening. Every mistake she believed I had made during our marriage. She laughed about my family, my background, and even claimed Daniel deserved it. Someone richer, prettier, and more successful. Many guests looked uncomfortable, but nobody interrupted her. I quietly asked Daniel to stop his mother. He shrugged and whispered that I should ignore it, because she was only joking. Minutes later, Margaret grabbed my anniversary gift, opened it in front of everyone, and called it cheap. People began whispering while I struggled to hold back tears. For years, I have remained silent because I wanted my son to grow up in a peaceful home. That night, I finally stood up. I calmly told Margaret that respect should never depend on money, status, or family name. I said I had sacrificed everything for this marriage, while receiving nothing but humiliation in return. The room became completely silent. Before I could finish, Daniel walked toward me and slapped me across the face. The sound echoed through the ballroom. He pointed toward the door and said, "Apologize to my mother or leave this family forever." I looked around the room. Nobody moved. Nobody defended me. I took Ethan by the hand, thanked every guest who had shown me kindness over the years, and quietly walked out. That night, I stayed with my older sister. I turned off my phone and contacted my lawyer the next morning. What Daniel never knew was that I had protected our future years earlier. Before leaving my career, I had purchased several properties and invested wisely. I had also kept every message, recording, and financial document proving years of emotional abuse and misuse of family finances. Later, that morning, Daniel discovered I had frozen our joint business accounts through legal procedures. The house they lived in was legally owned by me, because I had paid for it before our marriage using my own savings. Margaret suddenly realized she had no legal claim to anything. By afternoon, their confidence disappeared. Daniel called more than 100 times begging me to return. Margaret sent emotional messages saying she never meant to hurt me. Family members who stayed silent during the party suddenly blamed Daniel for everything. Weeks later, the court reviewed years of evidence. Witnesses from the anniversary party confirmed exactly what happened. Daniel lost his reputation, his business contracts, and many friendships because nobody wanted to work with someone who publicly abused his wife. I focused on rebuilding my life with Ethan. We moved into a peaceful home where respect replaced fear. My son told me he finally understood that real strength was walking away from people who refused to value you. Months later, I accidentally saw Daniel and Margaret at a shopping center. They looked tired, older, and completely defeated. They avoided eye contact because they knew they had destroyed their own family with pride and cruelty. I smiled politely, held my son's hand, and kept walking. That was the moment I realized revenge is not making others suffer. Real revenge is building a happier life without the people who tried to break you. Some people believe power comes from humiliation and control. They forget that respect cannot be demanded. It must be earned. The slap they thought would silence me became the moment that gave me my freedom. They expected me to beg for forgiveness. Instead, they watched me build a better life without them. Sometimes walking away is the strongest victory of all.